can end this meeting then, right?
Yeah, we can go home.
But we're only that easy.
Yeah.
It is. Just do it.
You can end this meeting then, right?
In the country, we used to say, man, just do it. You can fuss about it later on.
Right, right.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Hey, man.
Mr. Amen.
How y'all doing?
Incredible.
Pretty good.
Good, good. Well, most everybody here?
I think
Oh.
so.
We got most everybody good. And let me call this meeting to order. Thank you for being here this afternoon. Let's start just with a moment of silence to keep Chief Reynolds' family in our prayers. Moment of silence, please. Thank you. Amen. And I will report, though, that the family, after the service yesterday, to me, expressed their complete gratitude to the department and to City Council for what they felt was a most respectful and a great honor for their beloved. So thanks to everybody who was involved in any way and for being there. Family really appreciate it, and I'm sure they'll let us all know. So we have our April monthly reports. I think Amy just sent them out yesterday. I don't know if anybody had a chance to look at them, so she'll run through them. But I think the nutshell is revenues are higher than projected, which is good, and expenses are a little lower than expected, and so that's or budgeted, so that's good. Amy, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. If I could get my computer to work, we would be all set. There we go. Sorry. So general fund expenditures, the mayor said, you see all the green buttons. So we're doing well. Everybody is below target. Overall, we have a couple that are just a little bit over operationally, a couple departments, but those are explainable. So fire is a little over for and operationally just because of the timing of ordering gears and supplies and some vehicle repairs. Parks, it's still the street lights and timing of payments for two of our projects, the tennis center projects. Police, we talked about that last month too. It was the taser payment that we paid a few months early, so it's just skewing the targets a bit. And then the same with public service and recreation. They're all the same issues we had last month. However, they're all starting to level out. So we should be okay. And that's just, you see the actuals and then where the targets are. So we're below target everywhere for expenditures. Any questions there? Okay, I'll move on to revenues. The only issue we're still seeing right now is permits and fees, but we're thinking it's a timing issue. So we'll probably be okay, but we're just continuing to watch permits and fees. Everything else looks great. Okay, enterprise funds, we're also looking really good there. We talked about the way we're doing this a little bit differently. So there were just a few of our funds that were budgeted at a loss. But as you can see, we're performing better than we expected in every single one of our enterprise funds. Any questions?
Hey, Amy, can you go back to that slide about income?
Yeah.
I could not unmute myself fast enough. So is the 445,000 in property tax, is that just what we've been collecting over than expected? Or is that because of the increase of property values?
Those are mostly at this point motor vehicles. So it's just what we've collected so far.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then stormwater revenues are still under target just because we didn't do our $1 increase until March 1st. So they'll just trend a little bit under target for a bit. And then expenses are also under target as well. Any questions there? And just so you know, it is personnel and it is also operations as well. They're both trending under target, just so you know. So combined.
Amy, I had one question back 2 slides as well to the parking revenue, the difference. It seemed like that was the largest increase right there. 694%. Was that anything notable or one time only, or that we just really are experiencing overall better revenue and parking?
So it's just, we're just over target. I was just looking to make sure we didn't have anything that was major that came in, but it's just everything. The only thing that's under target for parking is violations. But everything else is trending over right now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, tourism funds, you can see we are trending above. State aid tax came in a little bit lower than we had expected in April, but we have the Robin Hood clause, so we're not sure that that has something to do with it, where they hold some of our funds back and give them to other areas of the state that don't collect as much. So that's the Robin Hood clause. So it could have something to do with that. So we're not worried about it right now. It's just that first quarter check that we get, it just came in a little bit under target. Everything else is well over target.
Amy, this may be something we need to hear back from, but on that state law that just got passed, whereby 15% of some form of hospitality or tourism taxes can go to workforce housing expenses. Would that do we know, would that apply to all 3 of those categories there, municipal A, state A, and hospitality fee?
It's just municipal accommodations tax and state accommodations tax. They excluded hospitality.
Okay.
And we'll talk about that, Mayor, a little bit later in the executive.
Oh, terrific. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, just key dates. We went over these last meeting as well. I just added the August 23rd. We'll go over the capital improvement plan at that time. So I added that. And then we were talking, so I'm going fast. July 7th is when everything's due, and we'll have all the departments present in September. And then we have a couple of council workshops in October and one in November. And then first reading is December 5th with second and third reading on the 19th. And we have to have the draft budget to council no later than November 21st. So we'll probably shoot to have the draft budget to council at this budget workshop on November 14th. And then we talked about adding community assistance grants the last time. So this is the calendar for both accommodations tax and community assistance grants. So the pre-application workshop is June 16th. The applications we do July 27th. The internal committee will review the applications from August to October. And then accommodations tax advisory committee will meet the week of October 23rd, which Councilmember Gregory will nail down a date with you for that. And then we talked about having a specific amount for community assistance grants and only funding up to that amount. But another option we would have too is to limit the total dollar value that can be awarded to an organization, like say $10,000, if we wanted to consider that too as well, so that we could let all the applicants in that pre-application workshop, let them know that we would be limiting it to a certain dollar amount as well. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Probably be able to fund more people.
Just leave it at the fund amount and don't. Is that what you said, Councilmember Gregory?
No, what I'm saying is that if you put a cap on it at 10, wouldn't that give us the ability to potentially fund more people, more
It would.
organizations? Okay.
Yes. And it
I
doesn't have
like-
to be 10. I was just using that as an example. It could be 15. I mean, we just thought it would give us the ability to spread the wealth a little bit more if we capped it.
And I like that idea, especially when we're transitioning.
Any thoughts?
I like the idea.
Remind me, the total amount we had discussed at the last meeting? about
We
this?
discussed $200,000 for
Okay.
2024.
Okay. And do we know what our average award was last time or two we did this?
I know there was a couple of organizations, bigger organizations that we probably did maybe 40 or 50,000, Mayor, but
Yeah,
it wasn't typically much more than that.
yeah. I like the idea of having a cap, but I'd just kind of like to review the last couple of rounds we did this before we set an amount.
Okay, I can do that.
Does that sound reasonable to everybody? We can send that around to everybody.
Mhm.
Sure. Mhm. A little more
Councilmember Shade,
thoughtful.
Councilmember Shade, do you have your hand?
Yeah, Amy, I will make sure that we're talking about the same thing because this is the money that we award to certain organizations who apply for grants from us. But I thought, and I'm just maybe confusing this with another list, but some of the grants we gave were like $100,000.
So that's the accommodations tax
Okay,
grants, that they go up much higher than what we typically can do for community assistance.
all right, and that's the, there's no crossover between these applicants with that other list of applicants. These are totally
No.
separate. Okay. All right. I thought that was the answer. I just wanted to double check. Thanks.
Sure.
There's a little crossover between the community assistance sometimes and the CDBG grants that we give out.
Right.
It seemed to me we'd give first preference to those who are not getting CDBG money, but again, there is a little bit of crossover.
Yeah, there's a couple of organizations like 180 Place that would get some CDBG funding and then also some community assistance funding, but it's usually for different programs.
That's right.
Okay, so then our current fees, we've been reporting back that we're working on several fees right now, current city fees that we already have. So we're pretty much finished with these right here, the motor coach, anything that has to do with livability. We're pretty much finished with those, and we plan to bring something to council this summer. So that would be the motor coach fees, tourism ticket, carriage medallion, tour study guide notes, and special event fees. So we're wrapping those up. We're still working on building inspection permits, engineering, garbage cart fees are finished actually, and then stormwater permits as well. And then we're working, so we're actually already working on these, and then we're starting to work on fire permits, certificate of public conveyance, and planning also wanted to look at their fees as well. So we'll work with planning on looking at their fees as well.
But the first group, along with the garbage cart fees, you think we could bring those forward this summer?
That's right.
That'd be great.
And then the next thing we had on the agenda was the executive session for legal advice on user fees.
All right. Was there any other business or questions? I know that comes on this agenda after the session.
No, man.
Sorry, I was just completely flying through that very fast. No,
Yeah.
I didn't really have anything else other than that, Mayor.
Yeah. No, I was asking council members if
Oh,
they
sorry.
had, I mean, I think when we're done with the executive session, hopefully, we'll probably adjourn. Did y'all have anything else before we do the executive session?
No, Mayor.
Bring up for questions. Okay. Everybody good? We'll go into executive session to receive legal advice on user fees and Bill 284.
Mhm. So Brittany, and obviously all the council members, Julia would need to be in on that, Melissa, Kathy Mercer, Magali and Mallory, Julia, or no?
Sure, we might as well bring the whole legal department. Why not?
And
Come on.
can we also